Hello, in this video I will show you how to resolve a common problem on 996 generation 911s which causes the left side headlight assembly turn signal to stop working. The primary symptom of this issue will be a fast left turn signal and only the taillight turn signal working, which is usually associated with a burnout headlight turn signal bulb. However, if you've already ruled this out as not being the problem, the information in this video might be helpful to you. The main reason you might suspect you're being afflicted by this specific problem is that you've already performed some basic troubleshooting revolving around the turn signal bulb. There's also no corrosion at the bulb terminals, the headlight electrical harness connector, or the headlight assembly itself. A voltage multimeter can also help rule out any issues at the harness by inspecting power from the turn signal terminal. I'll show you in a few moments which of the terminals at the harness you should be looking at. Some people suggest that the connection itself might not be making good contact because of the way the headlight assembly goes in, and that may very well be the issue, but the focus of the solution in this video will be the turn signal bulb assembly itself. The fix I'll be attempting in this video came from various online sources. If the instructions here work for you, credit to this being a possible solution should go to the countless unsung heroes in the various Porsche forums. This is a common enough problem that searches will reveal many threads on the topic. Moving on to the actual process, I'll show you first how to remove the headlight assembly, which is very easy to do as long as you have the toolkit that came with the car. I'll show you why. The factory provided toolkit comes with a number of common tools, with a few having very specific functions. Amongst this, you'll find this little guy. It may not seem like much, but this allows you to very easily lock and unlock the headlight assembly during removal and reinstallation. Let me show you how to use it. The first thing you'll do is to pull back the left side carpeting by removing this plastic locking tab. Mine seems to come out by twisting it counterclockwise, but strangely enough, there are no threads on it. So just work at yours until you're able to pull it out from the hole in the carpet. Once you have removed the tab, pull the carpet back from underneath the weather strip. If you look towards the fender, you'll notice a large circular opening. In some cars there might be a weather grommet here, but mine doesn't have it on either side. Insert the headlight assembly removal tool into this opening, centering it the best you can. You should feel the tool fit snugly over the hex nut in there. Twist it towards the back of the car and you'll feel the mechanism unlock and see the headlight assembly move forward and up. You can leave the tool be for now. The next thing you'll do is grab the headlight assembly from both sides and gently pull it out and up towards you. When unlocked during the prior step, the harness and assembly electrical connector is automatically unplugged. You will not have any wires dangling off the assembly. I wanted to show you what the harness connector looks like inside the fender. The lower leftmost terminal as you're looking at the harness connector is the one that provides power to the turn signal bulb. To help rule out an issue at the harness or upstream towards the fuse box or relay, you want to inspect the terminals for any bending, corrosion, or grime. Once you've visually inspected, use a multimeter to confirm you're getting power at the terminal when the left turn signal or the hazards are activated. The signal should be intermittent in rhythm. Because there is no load at this point, the left turn signal will be fast, which should reflect in your multimeter's display. Here's the xenon ballast electronics, which reside on the back of a sub-assembly housing the HID bulbs. The headlight assembly connector is located just below and left of the xenon electronics. The pin we'll be focusing on is the lower rightmost pin as you're looking into the plug, which connects to the lower leftmost terminal at the harness. Same as you did at the harness, check for any bending, corrosion, or grime, as well as inside and around the connector itself. If you happen to find any bent pins, be extra careful if you try to straighten them. I don't believe this connector can be sourced by itself, and 996 headlight assemblies are not cheap. Our primary suspect is located towards the front bottom of the assembly. The amber turn signal bulb is housed behind this plug, which as you can see uses a matching orange weather gasket. To remove it, simply twist the plug counterclockwise and pull the bulb out. Here's the bulb still in the terminal plug. Confirm that it isn't burned out. You'll want to look inside to ensure the coiled element is continuous and intact between the two terminals inside the bulb. A burnt out bulb will have this coil broken and dangling off the terminals. Next, you want to remove the bulb from its plug assembly. Inspect the inner terminals for bending, corrosion, and grime as you've done with prior items. In my case, all looks well, but to ensure good contact, I did bend the bottom stringy terminal slightly forward to make it a tighter fit during a prior troubleshooting attempt. This did not solve the problem for me. When you insert the bulb and twist it into the plug, you should feel resistance and notice movement at the terminals. You'll want to check the bulb's contacts themselves for the typical things. You'll notice on mine there's actual contact wear marks, which confirms it's making good contact. So far in my case, it still doesn't appear to be an issue with the bulb itself. The last thing to check, and this seems to be the main culprit that people are reporting, are the actual turn signal bulb terminals at the headlight assembly, which are meant to make contact when you twist the bulb into the assembly. The main suggestion is to bend these outward slightly in order to make the contacts tighter when the turn signal bulb plug is inserted into the assembly. From this angle, you might be able to see them a little better. The main contact we'll be targeting is that springy contact on the left side, although there's a few flat contacts around the entire surface. But that seems to be the one most prone to losing contact with the corresponding bulb terminal. Something I should have mentioned before is that if you've driven the car recently and used the headlight washers, be mindful when you remove the assembly, as there will be some residual washer fluid that will come out at the washer hose connection, as well as the washer cap at the front of the headlight, which could make its way onto the electronics or your clothes. I have a kit meant for removing interior trim pieces, and it comes with a couple of pointy metal tools like this, so I am going to give this one a go for the task at hand. I'm basically using the tool to pull very gently at each of the contacts I can find. The main springy one toward the left is the most important one, and you might notice that the rest don't really have much play. So if you want to avoid unnecessary failure, skip the rest for now and just work at the springy contact first. Now that I'm done bending the contact, I'll insert the turn signal bulb back into the headlight assembly. I still had the headlight assembly removal tool dangling there, so I'll remove it to allow the locking mechanism to rest. Grab the headlight assembly and reverse the process used to remove it in order to guide it back into place. Speaking of guiding, there are two plastic guide pins on both sides of the rear of the assembly, as well as one toward the front to your left as you face the car. You'll want to make sure this go into their respective channels as you slide the entire assembly in. This is a bit tricky at first, but once you've done it once, it becomes very easy the next time. If the assembly is aligned properly, as you push it in and slightly pull upwards, it should easily slide into place. Push it until it is fully seated. At this point, you won't feel or hear any bumps or clicks to confirm it is locked in place. That comes next. Grab the removal tool, reinsert it into the opening, and then pull it toward the front of the car. You'll feel and hear a click when the locking mechanism snaps into place. The headlight should now be locked and have no movement. Finally, go into your car, turn your ignition key to the on position, and engage the left turn signal. As you can see, the solution presented here fixed the issue in my case, so I'll give it a thumbs up. Hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.